Good evening and welcome back. We got ourselves a game here against Ruslan Bir, Azerbaijan. He's probably never seen this opening, but he is playing rather quick though. I appreciate that. That's a rather awkward move. He's clearly preparing f4, and we're preparing the bishop sack and mate. Literally a mate here. Now it remains to be seen what Buddy Boy decides to do. He's gone for it. He's gone for it. He can close it up. But what if we take first? Now what if we take this back? Bishop comes here. That's an excellent defensive piece, so that even if we sack here, she can always come back. So the sack isn't on at the moment. That's the fact. But knight here looks pretty decent. We don't have to be committed to our plans, okay? These are just ideas. It doesn't mean you're going to do what you thought about 3 moves earlier. You always have to have many ideas floating in your mind and pick the right one for the right moment. Okay, key advantage that we have here is a superb diagonal, which puts his king in a tricky position actually. Start attacking loose pieces for sure. Okay, so Ruslan is thinking now, but I mean, I thought it should be a straightforward move. Maybe I was wrong. But just doing straightforward stuff because he does have enough defense. There's nothing cataclysmic in the offering here just yet. This is slightly risky because it could give him a target. And he is trying to sort of be this big game maker, this big game player. So it's time to just ease back on those ambitions a bit. Try to ease him back and reinforce your own threats. I do feel like my queen is possibly a bit out of the game, and it's a bit worrisome because his queen has gotten activated. But our king seems well enough defended. So yeah, whatever. We're not going to get a mate or anything anytime soon, but what we can still fight for is the center. I think this is the piece to hone up some intensity on here. We've kept our bishop in a flexible square. We might even prefer this square, I'm not sure. Now we come back to that same dilemma. And there's no correct answer except I think rook here. Rook here, queen here seems elegant enough. The bishop is still pretty solid here. And at some point, we might have to trade it off. That's a kind of annoying move. That's one of the most annoying things about this is that now this bishop is unkickable. Key point to remember. But is he losing a pawn here? Maybe he is. Maybe he gets counterplay here. Yeah, he does get some, but he didn't take it. So for all intents and purposes, he's just lost a pawn. And we've still got a fairly solid setup. Do we take it with the pawn or the bishop? I'll take it with the pawn, because I'm no longer aiming to clip this. It's anyway serving the purpose of blocking his bishop. So I'm just going to keep this solid bishop here as this ironclad outpost. It's just a very nice piece, actually. But he will try to ruffle my feathers. He will try to do some chaotic shit. And that's fine. That's fine. To each his own, right? Okay, so he's now coming for this and the queen check. Okay, let's think about this move. Let's not blunder it here. Let's try not to lose the plot. Okay, I'm keeping the queen as the substitute defender of the pawn. That's my idea. Substitute defender. Keeping the general principle of the game intact, which is blocking off this bishop, activating rooks, trying to exploit some weakness here. But he is actually ramping up the pressure here, and it came a little bit faster than I was expecting. So he might actually clip it off. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take the gambit here. The problem is his queen is the front facer, so the queen cannot do enough, but he has reserves. He has reserves. Well, we don't want the queen to be able to get this piece, so that's why we've offered this trade. And now he's trying to play his moves fast enough, faster than the speed of light, that he can actually get his bullshit to work. But we're not falling for that crap. We are not falling for that crap, are we now? Let's go back here. Defend this square. Check. Keep that king honest. Drop it in there. He can't really take it unless he wants to lose this. And this gives us a chance to get our rook in the game. So here now our rook's in the game. This is what we wanted. Let's take this and make sure that your king is able to ward off the storm. That's all we needed here. Nope, you ain't coming in, sonny boy. You ain't coming in. We're just going to take this other pawn too. And that's going to be the end of that. No more need for shenanigans. It's over. Just throw in a check for good measure. We'll come back here actually. Sort of just... Okay. Okay, it's not quite working out as I was hoping. So he's getting some counterplay here. We have to be careful still. Still have to be careful. We still have to be very careful here. This game is unraveling rather suddenly. but we're still in the driver's seat, I think. Except for timeout. I got timed out. That ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right, guys. You know that one, right? I was winning the game, but anyway, it happens. Internet sucks. Internet sucks sometimes. Anyway, we'll have a look at the game and see that it actually ended up being a drawn position at the very end. So quite a surprise. Quite a surprise that Ruslan, who was way losing. Wait, so I could take it then. I could take it already. Very powerful idea. You see how it kept the knight there on pre this whole time? Because of course if he takes and it was checkmate until he moved the pawn up. So it was very interesting geometry of the position actually, which we didn't exploit there. So, you live and you learn, right? You live and you learn. I thought this whole game went rather nicely for black actually. It's kind of a shame to lose that, but hey, that's life, yeah, that's life. This was a move I'm proud of, using the queen as the core defender here, because it was very tempting to go for other ideas, but this was more solid. The only thing is I underestimated how powerful the trifecta would be here, so I should have already pushed the pawn up, but better late than never. And the queen was also effective. All of this coming smoothly. He didn't have enough time to play this yet because rook takes with check. So yeah, but here we slipped out of the line a little bit, and it got a bit scary. So made a few mistakes here, but I should have already activated the rook. That's the key. Activate the rook and run riot. So we managed to activate the rook, take pawns, and defend. And make sure that king doesn't have any entry squares. But now the only problem is we had this weak pawn here. So perhaps I should have just simply gone rook here, and I don't have to worry about a thing. Rook here, and then just push everything forward one step at a time. Sorry, I think this 10-minute game is too slow for me, and I'm not going to be playing that. So we're just going to finish off this one. I think I was going to still win this game. He might have thought he's in the lead here, but I don't think so. Because I would have taken it now, takes, and I would have queened this pawn. He would have traded the rook, and one of these would have made a queen. I'm pretty sure. He'd have to play it like an absolute pro to handle this any better. Let's see. Like right over here, the best move would now be probably rook takes. Okay, fine. What do you want? What do you want, Mr. whatever your name is? What do you want? I clicked play. I don't see anything happening. My internet sucks. Okay, it loaded. It loaded eventually. He's playing the Zaragoza opening. Zaragoza Hanha variation. Hayward variation. Playing pretty well so far, so don't want to jump to any conclusions about his strength just yet. You never know. Whenever someone sends you a challenge, You never know. They're often sheeps in wolves' clothing, or the opposite way around of that saying. Yeah, but he's playing well and he's playing fast, so I respect that he offered me a 10-minute game, but he's not playing like a slowpoke. I like that. But now the game has reached its action moment, and these are the difficult moves. It's how you play these moves that determines how good your chess is going to be. Because it's a very delicate stage. The opening has been played, but now you've got to figure out the middle game move in an unclear setup. What's the plan? He's thinking. I think knight out here sounds interesting, although the point is f4 doesn't come anyway, but knight here still does come and it's somewhat annoying. So I personally like knight h4 for him. I don't think that was so great, but I do understand it. Kind of understand it. Knight here is first instinct, but the point is this pawn is weak actually. He's rather weak. So I will actually pin the knight, defend this with extra piece, and I'll keep that pin going. Try to lure him into playing g4 as well, and then start targeting this pawn maybe. This pawn is now a target of sorts, but his knight has come at a pretty good moment to that square. It's time for our knight to also join the fun here. Can't just be reactive. Have to be proactive. And knight here is an interesting way to also enter this square. So it's an important outpost. We're not planning to take you, boy. Don't worry. Let's come here. Now the knight has a potential check. Ah, that's sloppy. That's very sloppy. Now we're showing him a bit of speed, a little bit of mayhem. Hmm. He looks dangerously close to being mated, but I don't quite see it. But I'm trying to spot it. Anybody got an idea what to do here? Type it in the chat. No, I think Kramnik will call us out if we try. So let's not try that. Always got to watch out for what Kramnik's up to, right? Or me, the Finnish Kramnik, as they like, as someone has called me, and I quite like that moniker. Yeah, there's no clear mating net. Unfortunately, this knight is a good defender, so you have to acknowledge that. But let's just give her a little bit extra support. He's planning this. What's our play here? What's our play? Okay, I'm gonna play rook in here. It's a bit delicate balance with all of these pieces, but it does work. And we are threatening to take with check. That's the point. They're all just sort of holding on together, holding on to each other. And he can't even take this because queen takes with check and he can't take back. The rook has him pinned. It's quite a position, quite a good position. And he's freed up the knight now because he's out of the pin. But it's not going to be that easy. What can our next plan be here? What about if we sack? I don't see a finish. Or do I? I have to be better enough to see these kind of things, you know. Capture, bishop takes back, rook check, queen check, king moves to g2, then king check again, king moves back, and then discovery. Scissors mate. Yeah, I feel like something ought to work out. F3, knight g4, and checkmate. Well, someone sees something. Okay, great. Now we should get that scissors mate in here. Scissors time. It's scissors time. Good game, sir. Good game. Let's have a quick look at that. We're gonna have a review. Sorry, I'm not getting sucked into this repetitive matches. You get one shot. That's all you get. One shot, one opportunity. All right. Pretty decent opening, both sides. Yeah, this was the game breaker move, and he misstepped here, right? He misstepped. He needed to go knight back. Knight back was better. Okay, this is important to understand. I was thinking like knight h4, but even knight back, I guess, works. Yeah. All right. I should have already come out with knight, but I let him sort of stay alive. Now we got this open file, this outpost, so I felt quite happy. But then he played very quick here and lost a lot of steam. And now I was looking for the finish. I couldn't find a finishing blow, but I did find the best move, so we'll take that. We'll take that. And rook here was quite a move, huh? Quite a move. And he tried to do something, but there was a mate in two here. A mate in two was there. What's the mate in two? There's a mate in two here? Oh, yeah. I can take that with the bishop. Duh. Okay. So I took it with the knight instead, so that was wrong. And here too, now we have to think, is there a mate? And we took the right sack. So it was good enough, I guess. Good enough. And we got the scissors. Good game. Cheers.